What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a live show, a breakdown of another win. It's coming. It's becoming weird to say still because I when I make my graphics, I see the old ones from last season. Same time around now, and it's day and night. It was depressing. It was not fun, but now it's fun. We're winning, so we're gonna break down another win against Lecce this time with Norbert and Malik. How are you guys doing today?
Hey, how you doing, guys? I'm doing well, and uh, after the first half, I was actually happy. But yeah, let's talk about it.
Can't complain. Another win. I'll take those. Can't complain.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I mean, you cannot like. It's not about complaining. You can still point things out, but even that. What was that? Even that you cannot do right now. Apparently, point things out to improve because we are the finished article. Apparently, because
You're
if you
perfect.
yeah, if you say something, oh, this can be better, it's like, oh, stop moaning. I'm like, okay, like it's not moaning, it's just willing to improve. Get back to a certain level. But some are just happy with now, and now at this moment in time, we still have won absolutely nothing. Like I think sometimes fans get lost into it. We haven't won anything at this point. Like nothing. We're just winning games. At the end of the season, if you come up empty, it's just another season you're gonna forget. But that's it. I'll bring before we get into the game and and all the stuff. I'm gonna bring up my tweet because I said something, and I'm gonna talk about it with Alberto on Sunday, and that video is gonna drop on Monday, most likely, because I put out a simple tweet, and it was kind of related to Soulé. I didn't mention Soulé, but I thought that was very obvious considering what was happening today. And I just said, yeah, I got cooked by three people. That's not a cooking session. I thought when you said I got cooked, I looked at my tweet. I thought it had 1,000 retweets or something, three retweets. That was not a cooking session. But I said that there is less pressure at club X, Frosinone probably, compared to Juve. Excuse is the biggest myth out there. If a player has the qualities, it will show if put in the right situation. Has nothing to do with pressure. Now, what I was trying to say was very easy and very simple. If a player has the quality, ability-wise, talent, and the right mindset, because that's part of quality, he will succeed, and it will like pressure. Yes, there is pressure at Juve more than at Frosinone. I think that's very obvious. But if the player has the right qualities, ability-wise and mindset-wise, he will survive. The players that will not survive, they will get weeded out at a top club. That's all I was trying to say. That was. I thought it was very simple. I read it twice, and I'm like, it's very simple. Like there is pressure, but I think it's myth that, oh, but he's doing it there. That doesn't mean he can do it there. How do you know if he doesn't get an opportunity? At that point, if that's the case, we cannot sign any unproven players ever. Ever. We should be signing Tony Kroos and those type of players. Otherwise, like you cannot be proven wrong. And I was saying that in regards to Sule, because even when he's doing well at Frosinone, I still see people saying, oh, it's Frosinone, there's no pressure. I'm like, these guys can never win. They will never play. Like, send down Miretti on loan, he will do well on Monza. Oh, it's just a Monza, sell him. Like, these guys will never win at that point, because even a loan is apparently not a good thing because they're doing it at a lesser amount of club. Sule, I don't know if he's gonna survive at Juve. I have no idea. But we will only know if he gets brought back and he gets a fair shot at it. And a fair shot. Somebody told me he got enough minutes last season. He got the equivalent of like 8 games, and that was all subs. And I've watched one of those games live. He was man marking an entire midfield. It was disgusting to watch. It's not fair. Like that's not a fair shot at all. Oh, he played multiple positions. No, no, no. He got through in garbage times most of the time in multiple positions. That's not a chance. The only chance he got was away to Verona, and he played well, and then he got back, he benched. That's what just happened. And I was like, pressure, I get it. There is big pressure because nobody There are no Frosinone headlines in the Gazzetta dello Sport on a daily basis. I get that. There is pressure. I can accept that. But I said it's a myth that, oh, but he's doing it there. That doesn't mean, he will do it there. We will only know if we can see it. And and it is a myth for the top quality players, because if they have the right mindset and the right skill set, they will survive. If not, they will get weeded out at a top club, by the way, not at a mediocre club or like a mid-table club or a top six, a Roma type of club, but like an elite club, which we are. They got weeded out. That's all I get said. I got 3 retweets, and according to Anin, I got cooked. And people can disagree. Like, it was an opinion. And maybe I should have said my opinion, because apparently somebody said you should put my opinion. I'm like, I tweet my opinions. Like, that's Twitter. Like, the only thing that's facts, if I said Vlahovic scored 6 goals in 5 games, that's a fact. Like, that's not opinion, but like what I tweet is an opinion. That's all I said, and people can disagree. I understand what people say when they say I don't agree with it. The pressure thing, there is more pressure at Juve. However, when people say, oh, but he's doing it at Sassuolo, there's no pressure. That's why he will not do it at Juve. And people are actually saying that, sell him because it's Frosinone. He will not do that at Juve. And I'm like, how do you know? Like, how do we know for a fact if he doesn't get a fair shot? And that goes for any player, by the way. So that's what I said, and that was kind of it. So you go.
All right.
You can disagree, by the way. Like, I'm not saying it's a fact what I say.
Well said.
No.
Yeah, it's
Well said,
like
yeah.
Soulé. I don't know. I think he played more as a wing back than anything else when he played, even those minutes. So how can you expect anything from an attacking player? And he's a lot less defense minded than Junior, by the way. So of course he will not succeed. But now he's at the right setup, as you said, and even now he's like his performance is not the greatest all the time, but he's scored a wonderful free kick goal now, and yeah, he has that he can just decide games when he plays well, but he needs to play up front, nowhere else, somewhere on the wing, not as a wing back.
And yeah, we won't know of his quality at Juve until he's here. So let's have him back from loan and see what he's made of when he comes back at Juve.
But apparently we need to sell him because he makes a clear 30 million on the books. So,
That was actually my point. Like, and that was actually all because it was based on people saying, selling because it's at Frosinone. I'm like, did he get, like, when I say opportunities, when people say, oh, he played 500 minutes, and people don't look into the minutes, that's an issue. Like, it's an issue. Because did he had a fair run of games? No. Like, absolutely not. And I don't know if he's good enough. Like, I have no idea. Nobody knew if Yildiz was good enough. Nobody knew that. We still don't know, by the way. Like, it looks like he could be good enough, but it's still a very small sample size. It's just, like, I think the club will sell him, by the way. That's just a feeling I have. Like, I think he deserves a shot. I think he deserves a fair shot.
Yeah. I mean, Chiesa's situation doesn't look good, if I'm honest. I want to keep Chiesa, but if we can't make like a new contract, then he needs to go and Soulé needs to stay.
Like, Unholy Fun is saying he's not a world-class talent. If we manage to get 30 plus for him, I will carry him on my back. Okay, I'm not sure if he's a world-class talent. Like, I'm not sure. Maybe not. I've not seen enough. And again, I need to see it with us. Like, he's doing it at Frosinone. Now he's doing it, and he deserves a fair shot with us. That's all I've been saying. And if he fails, then yes, he's not the right guy. If he's put in the right position, if he comes back and he needs to play wing back again, then F it. Like, it's like Junior yesterday. He came on, Kostic stays on, he gets and played in midfield. I'm like, yeah. I mean, he got the assist with a free kick, okay, but like that's a set piece. But like, I'm like, that guy is not. You're not gonna get the best qualities out of it, if you know what I mean. And he will look like a different player. That like Soulé looks like a different player, even from the first game he played for Frosinone,
Yeah.
because he's been put. Oh, but he's the main guy. Everything is pinpoint to him. I'm like, he's the best player on the team. Surely it will show. That's not a given as well. Like it's not a given that you're the best player on your team that you will perform. It's not a given. Like his numbers are matched with players of absolute quality level across Europe.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit confused with that. And again, if he comes in and he doesn't do well, fair. But then we know. I think it's a bit too early to say he doesn't deserve a shot and whatever. But that was my cooking session, apparently. I will talk about that with Alberto on the podcast because he disagrees as well,
Yeah.
which is good. It's fair. Whatever. Like it's. I think it's a myth. You know, nobody needs to agree with it. I think it's just funny that my opinion doesn't matter, but some put out their opinion and they state it as a fact. I'm like, it's an opinion, you know, like mine and whatever. We move on to the game. And also, people do like the video. Let's go to 50 likes on this one. Should be easy. So hit that like button. Also, I'm going to do another giveaway for a Yildiz jersey. Probably going to announce it tomorrow. So, yeah, probably tomorrow. So stay tuned for that as well. On the game, first topic. No, not first topic. Just in general, we won. What do you make of that game in a nutshell, Norbert?
First half was horrible. I told Malik that I was messing with my phone.
That's fine.
Most of us, I think. I was expecting more, to be honest. But the second half, oh my, that was really. We actually created chances. And yeah, Vlahovic is amazing. I love how he stole the goal from McKennie. Oh, and by the way, yeah, Mikoli watched the game and from the prison cell. Yeah, I don't know. It's second half was good. Okay, if we played the whole game like that, I would be super happy. We won 3-0, so I'm just happy right now, and we are top of the table. That's also awesome. And yeah, unfortunately, Miretti had a horrible game. I think this was his worst. And people, I don't know, people. I swear, some people just hate him, and they don't hate Kostic like that. And I don't understand that. Kostic actually was quite okay yesterday. But yeah, Lecce didn't really do anything. And it was a safe win. And I'm happy it's 3-0 and not 2-0 because of the prediction league. But yeah.
On Miretti, I need to say something, but you go, Malik, the game.
Well, yeah, as Norbert said, the first half left a lot to be desired. It was one of the worst halves this season, honestly. Yeah, and watching that, I was thinking to myself on what I said last week in the live, where I don't know, going to Lecce away was going to be tricky. So I thought that would carry over to the second half, but thankfully that didn't. We changed completely in the second half, started creating chances. Vlahovic took his first goal really well. Yeah, sure it looked scuffed, but he meant that. Norbert was telling me that as well.
I think he meant that because he was with the inside foot. If he was with the laces and he was like, but he was like, I saw the intent.
Yeah, maybe it didn't come off completely, but he tried to bounce it off the ground.
Yeah, it wasn't the cleanest strike, but he intended for a shot like that. So
yeah.
So yeah, and obviously stole McKennie's goal, but striker's greed.
Yeah,
you know, take that. Yeah, he stole. Like, he robbed the Kostic assist.
But he couldn't be sure, to be honest. Like, come on, like the ball was like, okay, it's like 90% it goes in, but what if it doesn't? And then
even if he wasn't sure, I would be pissed if he didn't stole it.
Yeah,
he's a number 9.
I mean, he is the striker here. Yeah. He's the one that gets
the
instinct.
Goal. Yeah, it has to be an instinct. Yeah.
Yeah. Now he's on 11 goals. He beat his tally for last season, and it's still January. So we love to see that. It's coming at the perfect time. with Inter in 2 weeks. So yeah, and Bremer, powerful header, beautiful assist by Elling. Good win. Another 3-0, back-to-back 3-0s.
I
We've evolved from the 1-0s and 2-1s.
I have a stat. I just looked it up, and I'm gonna lie because I wrote it down, and it's a planned tweet for tomorrow. But I think in the first from when we start the season until uh, the last game of 23, I think we scored 29 goals in, I don't know, 19 games, and we scored 17 or 18 goals in five, something like that. It's
Yeah, it's
ridiculous.
crazy.
Like
Insane.
it is a bit ridiculous. Um, I wanted to talk on Vlahovic, but I will bring up the other point. I was Rabiot. Is he key piece to the squad? And Miretti, kind of falls into that. I like Miretti, but that was that was that was
Yeah,
horrible.
that was
I think
horror.
everything that could
Yeah.
have gone wrong throughout the season, he had that in one game, basically. Like it was
Mhm.
constant. Like every single ball he touched turned into a disaster. And the frustrating one part is he was picking up the right spaces again. He was just messing it up,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
was very frustrating to watch. It was horrible. Like it was shocking. But remember when people said after the second Coppa Italia game, people were like, "We don't need a signing. Do not mess up the squad." I'm like, people are reactionary based on 2 games in the Coppa Italia, because before that, not everybody, most of the people were saying we need a sign and get Miretti out on loan. We played the Coppa Italia games. Oh, Miretti's playing well, and yesterday, boom, sell him, blah blah. Samardzic clips. I'm like, I told you, like we need, like there's no harm. And again, I'm not saying had the financial abilities, but that was not the point. The point was, of the narrative or the talk was that we cannot mess up with the squad. I thought you bring somebody in if you could, and actually, it will tell me a lot of the squad about these players. If these players are scared about competition, even better. Then we know who's not good enough and who does not have the right mindset to play in this team. Because if you're scared for competition and all those things, you shouldn't be at a top club. It is what it is. If you're scared to compete, that's why I don't want Berardi ever at the club. He's scared to compete. I don't want these players at the club. If you're scared, get out. Like that's not how a top team is built. Look at Man City, look at Real Madrid. If you're the better player, you fight. That's what I said. You bring somebody in. Is he better than Miretti? Well, it is what it is, man. You step up or you're gonna drown. Or you're gonna be a bench player. Like it is what it is. But on Miretti, it kind of flip flopped. On the signing, he was horrible. he was he was garbage. Like that's just what it is. He messed up every single thing you could mess up. Like easy passes, he got bullied, physically. That was a bit telling. Like he actually got bullied physically. Um it was just poor from him, and I was kind of surprised that he played him for that long, because usually he hooks him at halftime.
Yeah.
He played him for quite a while, but I did like what Locatelli said after the game. He said like it isn't fair as well on him. Like, he's still learning, and I'll keep saying it. You cannot replace Rabiot with Miretti. They're not the same player. Like you cannot, like for like. It's not gonna happen. It will look better if Cambiaso is on that right hand side, on the left hand side. Excuse me. It will look much better. But if you're gonna just plug out Rabiot and you don't change the team, you get Rabiot out and you put Miretti in, it will not look the same. He will struggle, and that's what I said with positioning and playing players in certain areas. That doesn't excuse him yesterday, because he was messing up easy things on his own. Tripping over the ball, just giving it away. He was just poor. And today I need to I read the newspapers, Gazette Sport, and there was a little section at the end suggesting that, oh, now get him out on loan really quickly. I'm like, it's 8 days. No, you don't. It's done. You do not send him out on loan now. 8 days, like that's not a good move. You now need to make it work until the end of the season, and then at the end of the season you assess things. But you cannot send him out on loan now, because there's no plan in place. That would be completely panic ball. And on top of that, we didn't sign anyone. You just cannot send them out on loan. Like we don't have the squad
Yeah.
for it. We don't have the
Well,
squad for it.
Ealing will play on the midfield and Cambiaso.
Yeah, so we don't have a squad. Like I don't want to see that. But you go, Miretti, Norbert.
Uh, well, he's young, and this was his worst game, and I hope he learned from it. But other than that, okay, he was awful and all that. But the midfield, I didn't feel it shaky, even with Miretti's performance for some reason. um, but yeah, for me, the most painful part was when he was. We were in a counter attack,
Yeah,
and
I
he was
remember that.
dribbling the ball,
And he
and
tripped.
he was thinking too long and too long, and then eventually they bullied him physically, and he just fell. That was the saddest all night for him, I think. But yeah, he's a young player. He just needs to play, and I hope he will play, and eventually he will not have these games. Like Locatelli wasn't performing equally. He was one time he was bad, the other time he was good, and he had his pattern. And now look at him; he's actually performing good. I love that. So I hope that obviously Mirat is a lot younger, but I just hope he has the same in him if he plays. Like he will just keep playing good, and that's it. But yeah, time will tell. But I love the guy, and it was just an off day, and he will learn from it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I agree with that because his quality is very evident. We've seen that quite a few times this season, especially since the turn of the year in the Copa games. So yeah, just like how he had some amazing games, he can have some not so amazing games, and that's okay at 20 years old. That's
Yeah,
completely normal. He's still growing. But yeah, I feel like our fan base is very reactionary with him. One day he's the best thing since sliced bread, and the next day banish him to Monza. You know,
does
so it's not really fair on him.
has anyone? I don't know what. Like I rate him highly, and I still think he will come good. Uh,
Yeah,
a lot will depend on how we play. A lot will also depend on himself. Like it's on him. Like a lot of things are on him. Period. Yesterday was on him. A lot of the things were just on him. Um,
yeah,
but does anyone lost complete faith in him? Because some are
No,
saying this is his second season now, and he's just not doing it. Has anyone reached a point where he's like, I just don't believe him at all? Or are you at a point where, you know what, maybe he needs to leave on loan, to get better, to improve, and then come back? Maybe like a Fajoli did. Probably not Serie B because he's playing for Juve now Serie A, so it's gonna be probably Serie A. Like a Sule maybe. Is that something like? Are you at a point where you're like, yeah, at the end of the season, I think that's the right thing to do. Just loan him out, and because I think it's a very tricky one, and I will explain why I think that is. It's because it is a like he feels like he's part of the squad, quote unquote senior player, like not in age, but like he's been here, and now to loan him out, it feels a bit. It feels like a defeat, if you know what I mean. It feels
yeah,
like go out on loan and please, make it happen, come good. That's how I have double feelings with it. It feels like the potentially right thing to do. However, it feels a bit off because he's been part of the squad. Like he's not a Sule where he played minimal minutes. Like he played a lot of minutes, So it's like you did it. It didn't work out for you. Like even if you go out on loan, that's a big step back. How are you going to react? Like, does anyone have that feeling that it's not even okay to get out on loan next summer, or like is it
yeah.
done if he's out on loan now?
I don't think he should go this summer. I think him and Fajoli needs to fight for a spot. But um, if anything, we should have sent him now. But I mean, not now, but like beginning of the transfer season. Of course, if we would have signed someone, but that didn't happen. But the summer, no. I think him and Fajoli needs to fight and needs to fight for that spot. And yeah, I think he has way too much experience to send him out on loan. Yeah, in my opinion, I don't know.
What do you think, Blake? Loan?
um, I am of the opinion that alone would benefit him as he would get a consistent number of starts at another team, I think. Like another top half team, you get what I'm saying? Where he'd actually start games. Because when I think about it, like next season, our midfield is only gonna get more packed if we get some Archic, if we renew with Rabiot, and when Fajoli comes back. So, is there really enough space for him to get solid minutes as he's doing somewhat this season? I don't really think so. So, I think alone would benefit everybody, honestly. So, yeah.
Let's see how that will go. I don't think he's gonna leave now, just because we don't have the players. Like we don't have the squad, unless you're gonna play out
Yeah,
players
not
out of
not
position.
now, as in like in the
Yeah, yeah, in the
summer.
summer.
Yeah.
But like my point was, it wasn't even the money point. It was just like the argument of it's gonna disrupt the chemistry of the club. I'm like no. And if that's actually the case, it tells more about the squad, basically, rather than making a move. But it is what it is. We're not going to sign a midfielder. We need to work with what we have now. That's what we need to do. Um, so let's move on to Vlahovic, because that was actually the main topic. 26 minutes in, we're going to talk about the main topic. Like the video, Vlahovic. Yeah, the numbers. I think everybody read the numbers now. By now, it's all out there. Um, I'm not gonna say I'm right, because I'm not right, because what he's doing now is just expectation. However, it's not enough. Like he needs to do it not for 5 games, but like for 20 games, like 38 games. Not scoring braces every single week. I'm not expecting that, but this consistency. So I'm not right. I'm not wrong. I just believe in him. This is my expectation. I'm still saying he needs to hit 20 goals at least at the end of the season.
Agree.
Um, Actually, I said that in Serie A. Did he score in Coppa Italia? Um,
No, he doesn't.
no, he
I don't
didn't.
think so.
He didn't.
No.
So okay, he potentially could still get it. Um, so I'm not right or wrong, whatever. I just believe in him. I still believe in Vlahovic, because the goals he's scoring now, the type of goals he's scoring now, is what I think Vlahovic is. In the box, okay, the Lecce one was okay. That was different, but he can shoot. Like if you look at the Fiorentina goals, he can shoot from outside of the box. Like he has a thunderbolt in his feet. Like he can actually hit a ball very well. But he's doing what I expect him to do. If a ball falls him or a chance falls to him in the box, he puts it away. That's what I was expecting. That's what he's doing now. On top of that, his link up play has improved massively. Remember, I think like 2, 3 months ago, I think Norbert was on. We were talking about it, that he's working on it, but it was still a bit iffy, a bit hit and miss, hot and cold. Now it's consistent. The only thing I think he needs to improve is when he tries to switch play. I think he needs to work on that as well. At times it looks very dangerous in terms of giving the ball away. However, his hold up play, his link up play has been excellent, brilliant. And even yesterday, that first half, it wasn't easy for him, because they pinned our wingbacks down, and it was just Danilo and Bremer hoofing that ball up, and it was
Yeah.
Vlahovic make it stick basically, and make it work, and he did it like he made his best of it. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
easy. It wasn't like he got man marked completely, so he did
He
well at
kept
that.
yeah, he kept the ball quite a few times from these long hoofs.
Yeah, and it wasn't easy, because like they were
Yeah.
man marking him, excuse me. But the goals are falling to him now, and people are saying what changed. What changed is he got a goal, and he had confidence. Basically, that kind of changed, because I still don't think we can like we create tons of chances. Salernitana, that was his chance. He took it. He took it. Frosinone, yes, the one he missed. Then he took the second one. Lecce, those were not chances. He did it. Even yesterday, yes, that okay, that second one was a chance. The first one as well. But like, if I sit back and I rewatch the game, I'm not coming out of that game like, oh, we create tons of chances. The only thing that changes, the one chance that's falling to him now, he's putting them away. That's kind of the difference now, and he's on a confidence cloud, and he's putting everything away now. Basically, that's kind of what's happening now. I do agree, because I didn't brought up that point. Um wait, let me see. Is Yildiz the reason for Vlahovic's form? Yeah, it helps. It's better than playing with Chiesa. I'm not saying that Chiesa's not good, by the way. Chiesa is not fit for that position. I'll hold my foot down for that. Like Allegri can say what he wants. I have my own eyes. Chiesa does not perform to the level he should be performing uh, in that how do you want to say that area of the pitch. On top of that, he's a player who likes to keep the ball for a very long time on his feet. Chiesa. And with Yildiz, it's different. It's completely different because Yildiz isn't stick to that position. He drops in, he drives, whatever, and it creates a lot of space for Vlahovic as well to run into. It's different. It does help. That doesn't mean I don't want to see Chiesa out there, but it does help. Like it really does help. You know, that's my opinion. Like so, that's what changed. You know, I think Yildiz playing helps for the space, and he's just putting away every single chance that's coming to him, which wasn't really the case earlier. Post game, I thought it was interesting that first Allegri came out saying that we're working to play in service of our strikers, basically, and then Locatelli came out and said basically the same thing. You know, we need to do better. We need to create more. We need to play in service of our strikers. I remember when we talked about it months ago that we're not doing that, and people were saying, "Oh, yeah, well, sorry, that was a Dutch word. Yes, yes, we're playing good enough. He needs to put that one chance away." I'm like, fair, but like we're not playing in service of our strikers. We're not playing to their strengths at all. That is kind of changing. It's not day and night. Like it's not, oh my god, what just happened? However, it is different. It is better. And yeah, it helps. I think that was just a very normal thing to say a couple of months ago. Like it wasn't controversy or whatever controversial to say. It was just I don't know, logic. Like if you don't play in service of your attackers, they're not gonna score. It's not gonna look good. So that's what I think changed for Vlahovic. But you guys go. What
Yeah.
changed? And don't say his girlfriend because I'm done
Damn.
with that.
Yeah, Norbert's big on that.
Yeah, it can change man's life, but yeah, how Yildiz moves and takes away the defenders and how they move across in front of each other and all that stuff is really clicking and he's really confident. I mean, Blaovic, and I think he will score a lot more long shots, goals from long range. And just don't let him kick the penalty, please. Other than that, but now he has the confidence. Maybe that's what he needs. He needs to bang a penalty in as well. And yeah, it's really hopeful before Inter. And yeah, as you said, holding up play is really changed, and he actually can pass the ball back and hold the ball. And yeah, I like Vlahovic a lot, and every time I watch him, every time there's a missed chance, and I watch him, and he always like, okay, don't worry, next one,
that
and he's
that
telling everyone, yeah.
that did change compared to last season. It did change. He,
I just yeah, I don't know, I like to see how he, okay, next one, and he just turns around and starts running back, and if it was someone else, then he does the same, like andiamo, I don't know what do they say to each other, but something like that, and let's go.
Yeah, we signed Vlahovic around this time two
yeah,
years ago, and this is definitely the best form I've seen him in these 2 years, and it's not even close. He's winning us games. He won us the game against Frosinone. He won us the game against Salernitana. Got the 2 goals against Sassuolo and the 2 goals against Lecce yesterday. So yeah, it's a beautiful moment for him. He's scoring all types of goals, which is very good to see. Yeah, maybe let him get his penalty confidence back, and he'll be unstoppable. So
yeah.
so
He
yeah.
should
But
be. Go
overall,
ahead.
my biggest criticism of Vlahovic was that for most of the time, especially last season, he'd play and some parts early this season. He'd be very invisible from the games. Even if
Yeah,
he's not scoring, it's just you just don't see him in the the link up was just so frustrating to watch. But now you see there's a fire inside of him. He's improved his overall game tremendously. So yeah, that's good to see, and perfect timing, as I said earlier. Perfect timing, because this is almost crunch time in the season. Allegri has a love for being competitive by March, and
It's
Yeah.
almost
if
March.
we stay,
The,
we're gonna be competitive by March.
the penalty, like the next pen, he needs to take. I didn't like that he gave it to
Yeah,
Chiesa the last time. It came
Yeah.
across a bit scared. I didn't like that. He needs to take that. Even if he misses, he needs to take the next pen. Just
he did say he gave the pen to Chiesa to let Chiesa score because he
he,
hasn't scored in a while. So I don't
I,
know.
I, I'm not so sure about like just take the pen and just blast it straight down the middle. Just don't be like how do you want to say? Don't do tricky stuff. Put it like too nice. You just blast it. And that's good.
Uh,
He needs to get that
yeah.
monkey off his back. Because it's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, pants. Like you can miss pants. If they're Milik type of pants last season against Bologna, I'm like, yeah, we have an issue. But like if the keeper saves them and they're decent, I'm like, it is what it is. You just go again. You need to deal with it. If you don't ever take a pen, you're never gonna miss them. Some miss a lot. Some do not miss a lot. It is what it is. But it's not that we have great pen takers in this team. Like even Chiesa, I don't think he's a fantastic pen taker. Like
Yeah.
if I'm being completely honest. So he's a number 9.
Danilo. Danilo is a perfect thing.
He's a number 9. He needs to take the pants. Like it's as simple as that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the next topic. And the next topic was we did Miretti and we did kind of Rabiot because that was kind of the same thing. I don't think they're the same players, so that's why it's not gonna work. What else did I add? Oh yeah, I had Cambiaso and just looking forward to what we potentially can do this season. But let's start off with Cambiaso because I think he's going out under the radar a little bit, if that makes sense. Like he's not getting enough praise. Maybe it's because not in and out the team, like with Coppa on the bench and all those things. I remember when he joined from Bologna, I wasn't convinced. What I've seen from Bologna, I was like, yeah, like okay, I maybe. Then he played against Udinese. I was like, that's good. But I remember I came on that day after with Julian Life, and I said, hold on, we've been starving for years. I'm just calm. Like I need to see more. And after that, he had a very tough period. I think people remember like nothing came off. He wasn't good defensively going forward. It looked chaotic. It looked out of place. Then I think he got injured a little bit. Didn't really get into the team. And now I call him Mr. Consistent and actually he goes under the radar. He just does his job at a very good level. And he's like, see ya next week. That's it. Nothing flashy or like. Actually, it is flashy at times when you see him drive with the ball, but like people, I don't think it doesn't stick to people's minds. Maybe I'm not so sure, but he's very consistent what he does. On top of that, he can play both sides, and at this moment in time he plays both sides equally as good. Basically,
Yeah.
the only little criticism I had with him a couple of weeks ago was like you need to have a good first half because he does that, but also a good second half. And the last couple of weeks he is also having good second halves. He's very consistent throughout. Maybe that was match rhythm fitness because he was in and out. Yeah, man, credit. Like he's good. When somebody is attacking his side, I'm very calm at this moment in time. I'm like, yeah, whatever. It will come good, basically. So yeah, like, is he going under the radar? Because I think he's going under. Like, there's not been enough talk about how good Cambiaso has been this season.
So in our group chat or channel, we'll talk him about a lot. I feel.
Yeah, there.
And
We
I
do,
think it's a waste if we change to a four-man defense. It feels like a waste to put him in a four-man defense because he's so versatile and so creative moving forward. Because he can also play in the midfield. I can yeah, I say it almost as good as he plays in the left, like in the back, in the midfield as well. He's really good. I really like how he sees certain things, how he moves into certain things, how he dribbles when he needs to cross, or I don't know. I like him, and he's really consistent, and it's really good. And I think hopefully finally we found a good fullback. Yeah, I can't wait to see him in the future.
Yeah, Cambiaso, I have to be honest. Like this season, he's been one of my favorite players. Honestly, have
Yeah,
been very solid for most games. So that's good to see. And I haven't been this like excited and hyped and happy with the fullback since we had Cancelo. And we only had Cancelo for one season, and I was so disheartened when
I'm
we
so pissed
swapped
about
him
that.
for Danilo. Yeah,
what we had
yeah.
Quadrado and Sandro. What do you want? Come on.
Do you forget what Sandro does?
Insert that clip from 20 years ago.
Oh yeah, I saw he chipped the keeper in the Brazilian
Yeah,
league.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I saw that today. Yeah. But yeah, back on Cambiaso, incredible. I didn't think he'd be this good when we signed him
Yeah,
from
same.
Genoa. Because when the deal was announced, he only played like what 10,
Yeah.
7-ish games of Serie A. I was thinking to myself, why are we doing this? But now, honestly, hats off.
Actually, if you this might sound weird, but look at him at the start of the season. Like he bulked up as well. Like he changed. Like he
Mm.
changed. Like like everything changed about him. Probably what Miretti as well needs, and even Yildiz as well. You know, if you look at it's quite like everything is changed. But Cambiaso, I mean, yeah, man. Like I think he's. I thought. Is he underappreciated? Maybe. I think yeah. You know, after the game, we talk about the obvious things, but like we don't talk about Cambiaso because he just plays his game, and that's it. Or like that's it. He
Yeah.
does it clean at a good level, and he goes home basically. And it's like we go again next week. I'm impressed. I didn't see this coming. I didn't see this coming at all. So I was wrong, and I'm happy I'm wrong because
yeah,
like maybe I was skeptical. Like I said, we were starving. I'm scared. I'm even scared now to say he's that guy because I don't want to jinx it. I'm
yeah.
actually scared we're gonna jinx it at this
He
moment.
had he had a really good preseason and the Udinese game, and after that he disappeared for a few weeks, months. But yeah, he's really good. He's really good. I just want to see him in a full man defense to see how he can play in there.
I think he will do
Because
well,
he's
but like you said, like it
it's a
feels
waste.
like it's gonna be a waste a little bit, in my opinion.
Yeah,
But then again, like
yeah,
if you play, then you, if you that's why I'm saying next season I have a feeling it's gonna be a back three, but it's not gonna be with wing backs. That's just a feeling I have personally. You know, with the signing of Diallo, with
so
Yildiz emerging, I have a
where
feeling
do you where do you play Cambiaso?
he's gonna play in that. I think. Okay. Oh my god. Excuse me. Damn it. Um, it's gonna be a 3-4-1-2. Like that's something. I think he's gonna play in midfield, but it's gonna be on the right hand side or the left hand, probably the right hand side. You know, and if we lose possession, maybe it will change in a 3-5-2 again. I don't know, but I have a feeling it's gonna be like the way the team is built or like the players we have been linked with. It screams everything but 3-5-2. Like, it
Yeah.
does. So I don't think we're gonna see him wing back like next season. I don't think we're gonna play a back four. I don't think we have the players to play in a back four, to be honest, as well. I don't see us being linked with players to build a back four as well. You know, because if, to play back four, tough decisions. I would not call them tough, but like weird decisions for many people will need to be made at the back, and I don't think they're gonna make them.
Mm.
So
I just basically he would play the same way than like he plays now because his play is more up front, I guess. But yeah, a 3-1 3-4-1-2 it would be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I mean, I don't know, man, because Chiesa, I want to see Chiesa in the wing, not next to the striker or not behind. I want to see him on
Yeah.
the wing, you know?
Hmm.
So then at that point, you just put Chiesa on the wing just for fun, and then Cambiaso, if he plays on the left on the midfield, then he can drift towards the inside. I would love to see that, to be honest, but I don't know.
I feel like our fan base is starting to see Chiesa the same way they saw Dybala in his last few years. Remember how we wanted to play a 4-3-3, but Dybala, they were like, oh, it's not Dybala's best position on the wing. And
Yeah.
now, continuing with the 3-5-2, oh, but Chiesa is the second striker, that's not his position. 4-3-3, it's like opposites.
Yeah, but it really shows that it's not his position.
Pretty funny.
He needs to be
Yeah,
on the
it's
wing.
definitely not his position. He is a winger in a 4-3-3, that's his best position that I've
Yeah.
seen him play.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a final question before we wrap up. Because it's still Empoli first, obviously. And it's not going to be easy because they're in survival mode now, apparently.
Did they just beat Monza? 3
Yeah.
Yeah,
nothing or something?
3-0,
3-0.
yeah.
I think
Zurkowski scored a hat trick, yeah.
yeah, and the coach, why did I blank the name?
It's Davide Nicola.
Yeah, Nicola.
Yeah, a survival specialist,
Yeah,
this guy.
so it's not gonna be a walkover. Like we should win, by the way. But I don't want to ask you about that game because I'm gonna preview that. Also, Julian's tomorrow on the podcast that will drop tomorrow. No, tomorrow, Wednesday, excuse me. And then I will have Alberto on the channel Sunday, but it's still gonna be a breakdown live. I'm gonna put that out as a podcast on Monday. So we're gonna preview the Inter game. I will have Anthony on from the Inter channel to preview that big game. But the big question, just in general, I need to ask that every single week now because Julian is tweeting out our point pace every single week, and it's 93 at this point. Okay, not can we win it because I think we can, but do you believe we will? Do you believe like what you've been watching and what you have been watching from Inter? Maybe not in Supercoppa because I didn't watch Supercoppa at all. Do you think we will have we have what it takes to basically get it over the line? And we get it over the line. I think what I'm trying to say is go away to the Meazza and beat them, because I think that needs to be done if you want to win it. In my opinion, you need to beat them away from home.
I think at this point we have to believe in it. And what are we with the cups at 18 games unbeaten with the cup games or something?
10, 11.
Less?
Wait,
Maybe less.
I think it's less. Wait,
Less.
10. Yeah.
Whatever. It's a
I need to
lot.
check.
It's a lot. It's still over 10. And when we play good. This was the Lecce first half was the first half in many games when we actually didn't play well, I feel. So we can only hope, and I think
It's 18.
Okay, so I was right, 18.
From Lecce to Lecce.
So I think we have to believe in, and Allegri does what Allegri does the best. So I don't know, and Inter is Inter, and Inzaghi is Inzaghi. So we have to believe in, and even if we lose against Inter or win, it doesn't. Of course, it means a lot to us, but looking at the table, it's still open. Still a lot of games left. But I don't see us losing. It's going to be a draw or something.
Yeah, that's how I see it as well. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like it's gonna be a sort of replica of the game in Torino, where both teams are a bit cautious against each other.
yeah.
But it would be nice to go for it. It would be incredible to win there, especially with how much they're talking about us. All they do is talk about us. So we don't say anything about them. They just talk about us. But yeah, but I don't know. Inter still have the Champions League, but thing is, we'll see how good their depth is against a quality team, Fiorentina, because they're gonna miss Çalhanoğlu and Barella because of the suspended. They got a yellow
That's
today in
so
the Super
weird, by the
Cup.
way. But
Yeah, I don't like that. So it reminds me of like 2014, 2013, where
it makes
those
no
used to
sense
cross
at
over.
all.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But yeah, we'll see how good their depth is. That honestly, that game against Fiorentina is gonna tell me quite a bit about them. But yeah, they just strike me as this juggernaut that keeps winning and scores a lot of goals and stuff. But do they see us the same as this force that just can't stop winning at this point? You
I
know, it's an interesting one.
like that game will tell me a lot. After that game, I can probably say we're gonna win it or we're not gonna win it, and
Yeah,
it's
that.
probably not gonna be based on us. It's gonna be based on Inzaghi. If he doesn't
Mhm.
go for it at home against us, because he didn't go for it at our ground when they pinned us down in that second half, we couldn't get out of our half, and they never went for it. I was like, weird. If he does that again now at home, I'm like, you're probably not gonna win it because you're scared to go for the kill, and at one point you're probably gonna drop a stupid amount of points, and you're because if they have us down at the Miazza and they do not kill us off, I will come out and be like, that is a mistake. That you made a mistake there. You need to if we go out there and they are the better team and they don't kill us off, I'm like, you should have killed us off because now you kept us alive, and I'll probably come out of that game. I'm like, I think we're gonna win it. I think we're gonna win it. If that's gonna happen, that will be very strange because the pressure is on Inzaghi for obvious reasons. If we go out there and he doesn't put us away, and again, if we play a great game, obviously, it's fair. But if we don't play a good game and they just hang around and they're like, a point is a point, we stay top or whatever the situation is there, um, then I'm like, you made a mistake. Like, you needed to kill us off. Now you gave us more belief because you didn't beat us, and we will come out of the game like, cool, point. We keep this train going. So that game will tell me a lot. But we will preview that. It's still a week. We still need to beat Empoli first, and I don't think that will
Mhm.
be easy as well. I have 3 questions or 2 questions and a comment, then we'll wrap it up. Guys, what do you think next season with Soulé and Barnechea? I think Soulé is going to be sold. I would like to keep Barnechea on the squad. That's just me.
He looks
And
really good at
I'm shocked by
Frosinone.
Barnechea. I was wrong about him as well because I didn't see anything in him, not even in the next gen. I'm being honest, but he surprised me. And it's not flashy talent, it's just good, solid.
Yeah, he's defending. He's a defensive midfielder. He defends and he gets lots of yellows as well. But I like him, to be honest, to be a squad player. And I think as well that Sule will be sold and we will make like 30 million or 25 million. That is like clear profit.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Everything's pointing to Soleil getting sold,
yeah,
unfortunately. Yeah, I feel like we're
unless
gonna.
Chiesa doesn't sign.
Yeah, there's still this cloud up in the air whether Chiesa
Yeah,
will sign, and we'll find out at the end of the season, I guess.
I
But
think only one of them will be sold.
we'll
Then
we'll see what happens. But Barrenechea is a different profile to have in the squad. Very combative
yeah,
midfielder. Good.
yeah.
If he's willing to be a vice Locatelli, then by all means we can keep him. Even it gives us another option to play a double pivot, him and Locatelli, which could
Yeah,
be an interesting idea because it's
yeah.
more of defensive solidity with 4 attackers. So, yeah,
Final question: is Allegri's Juve a perfect team to play against possession football? So I'm assuming you're saying that the way we set up is perfectly set up for a team that wants to keep possession. I would say
100%.
oh
yes.
yeah, it's always been like
100%.
that. It's
That's how we
always been
set up.
like that. Yeah,
That's how we set up. Just keep it close, uh, and finish off the chances you get and get away with it. That's what we do. At home, away. Um, Maybe against smaller teams in the second half we step it up, as we did against Lecce, but that also because the intensity of those teams they drop. That's why usually in the second half we just show our quality a little bit more than them and we just put them away.
There's
That's what
another
we do.
quick question. Do you see? There's another quick
Yeah, if it
question.
came to keeping Sule or Keza, who will you keep? Um,
There's no
okay.
question, by the way.
Excuse me.
There's no question in my mind. No one should have a question about
I'll
this.
keep
Like it's so
Keza.
clear. Yeah,
Yeah, Chiesa, obviously.
And I'm not talking about financially. I don't want to, like, I'm a fan. Like, I don't want to, like, I get the club's perspective, but, like, I'll keep Chiesa. But I don't want to choose between, like, I want to see what Soulé can do for this club. If it's not good enough,
Yeah.
then you move him on, I guess. But I think he deserves a fair shot, you know. But let's see. That's talk for in the summer, I guess. Um, so we will talk about that later on. I'm gonna wrap this one up. I will not be live tomorrow because I'm recording a podcast with Julian. There will be out. There will be a daily out. Excuse me. And the podcast. Damn it. The podcast will drop on Wednesday. I will be recording with Alberto on Sunday. I'm not gonna do a live because we're gonna do a live breakdown. I'm not sure if you guys want to join, but there will be a live breakdown on Sunday evening. And then the podcast with Alberto will join on Monday. So that's kind of the plan. And next week it's Inter week. I will have Anthony on from the Inter channel, and Hanin gave me an idea for a video comparing our midfield to Inter's midfield. So hopefully I can prep that video as well. And that's about it. Thanks everybody in the chat. Like on your way out. If you're rewatching, also like. 40 likes is a goal. Thanks Norbert and Malik for staying up and joining as always. And I'll see you guys maybe next week. Ciao.